never fear, because you can make no wrong cuts. Hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. A couple of things I want to remind you. First of all, click like if you like what I presented to give me some encouragement. I think that's only fair. I also would like you to subscribe to our channel and also send us your email address so we can put you on our mailing list when we have new product announcements. I'd like to add one more thing, that is, please tell a friend about this channel, because so far everybody that, when I told them that I'm doing this video, they really like the exposure, because a lot of people really like to get into bonsai, but they're afraid they don't know how to do it or how to kill, that they will kill the tree. So I think this channel basically is trying to dispel that. And so please refer this channel to your friend. I appreciate it. So last time I was looking the video, reviewed the video last week that I actually promised to talk a little bit about correlating what I learned from bonsai to management procedures. And one simple extrapolation is that, weeds always come up from our bonsai, especially things like Irish moss. You can never get rid of them. And so what you have to do is to very persistently, every time you see it in a bonsai, you remove it, and not only just pull it off, but take a thing and get rid of the roots as well. Unless you do that, the roots will pop up again into a weed, and the seeds will propagate. And extrapolating that to management, basically you have to deal with problems decisively and quickly so that it doesn't fester. And you have to deal with the problem thoroughly from the roots, from the fundamental reason why it's there, so it doesn't occur again. So, since I promised last week, I pontificate a little bit on that management aspect of it. I hope that's interesting to you. The question is about, how do I overcome the fear of making the wrong cuts? Well, never fear, because you can make no wrong cuts. Because once you cut something off, okay, sorry, it's a wrong cut, but branches will shoot out for you to give you opportunity to readjust, in fact, improve on what you had. And so you never make mistakes. You don't have to be fearful. I think that brings up the subject of what are some of the common mistakes beginners make or worry about. And one of which I think it's like starting with too many plants all at once before you really know how to make a good bonsai or make several good bonsai of different styles. So get good at what, get a few, 5 or 10 or even 15. Be selective in the kind of trees that you pick. I personally recommend not just any trees that you come across, but find the material that are known to work for good bonsai. Because some trees look okay throughout their lifetime. Other trees look okay in the beginning, but become magnificent later as they get aged. So stay with the traditional before you get too confident to spreading to unknown territories. So with that in mind, then have fun as a beginner. Do you rotate your bonsai face to some? Well, I think rotating the bonsai is a very good idea, because if a tree is in the open, you probably don't need to rotate it, because it really gets all the every part of the tree gets almost the same amount of sun. But on the other hand, if you, let's say you plant your trees against the wall, then I think rotating is really good, because the part in the back is not going to grow much, because it doesn't get any nutrient from the light, in a sense of photolysis. I completely defoliated Chinese elm during the winter, and now that the tree basically is dead because I scratched the trunk and there's no green left. Please help. Well, I'm sorry to say that the likelihood is the tree is already dead, but the likelihood is also the roots may still be alive. I couldn't tell you why it happened. It's not due to defoliating, because defoliating doesn't damage the tree, but God knows how many things can happen to your tree during the winter. So could be freezing, could be dried out, anything can happen. So, but start over again, but save the roots for a little longer. Maybe some green will come out because elm does shoot up from the roots. There are some trees that require much deeper root zone. How do I force it to grow into like bonsai? Well, basically every tree has a long taproot for the sake of survival so that it can get moisture from deep below. And then it has surface roots on the top. And if you cut the taproot, that will force the surface roots to grow, just like when you cut a branch, it will start to causing branching. And so I don't think the deep-rooted trees there's any reason why you couldn't make it into a bonsai. You've seen me done that. I'll dig up a tree as much as roots as I can save, fibrous roots, tap roots, everything, put in a deep, big growing nursery pot. And then I pull it out when I see there's a lot of fibrous roots. I take a reciprocal saw and cut it down to reduce the height to put in the bonsai pot. And then the bottom would force the fibrous roots to grow again. So it's not a problem. Thank you for the informative videos. A maple dried up in the summer, probably due to sunburn, and it comes back very, very vigorously. I water it twice a day, but my wife's 6 saplings got it at a good price, but turns out to be graft. Is that a concern? Yeah. I think bonsai trees with a graft would almost very rarely it will heal over to look natural. You always have a little lump or discoloration change. But that's not a problem. What you can do is that here's a tree, here's a graft. What you do is that you air layer it above the graft. And I'm not very good at doing air layering because I always wind up letting the root ball get dried out. So what you can do is to plant it maybe 2 to 4 inches below the soil line in a growing pot. And with the root tone, I think you will soon, within a year for sure, 6 months, you have plenty of roots and you can cut off the bottom part and you have a shorter bonsai, which is perfect for Japanese green maples. The other question is that this person has a very nice shishigahara. I think what he's saying is that she is saying is that there's some shoots coming out of the bottom. That's basically the graft. So referring back to the last question, I will make sure you plant it below the graft mark and then make it root out. And then when it rooted out, it's very obvious when you push away the soil. You can cut the 2 apart, then you have one shishigahara and the rootstock. The rootstock is good, assuming it doesn't have very big leaves. Most of graft rootstock for maple are usually small leaves, so it should be okay. You got the 2 trees for the price of 1. And shishigahara is actually very, very nice material. The leaf is crinkled, which makes it interesting. And the leaves also become small. And not only that, it turns quite red in the fall. So it's really a beautiful bonsai material. I will offer that eventually. I have a big one that I will take cuttings from. And someday you will have the shihara from me. And so enjoy your day. Please click like. I like that. And subscribe to our channel. And pass on the word to a friend. Thank you very much.